Last spring, I took a patchy, yellowing lawn that had been failing me for 3 straight seasons. In just 28 days, I turned it into the deepest, thickest green I'd seen on that property in over a decade, using a homemade tonic that cost me under $4 to mix. For years, I'd been pouring expensive store-bought fertilizer on that same lawn, watching it green up for 10 days before fading right back to that tired, washed-out look. More money, more bags, and somehow worse results every single time. The recipe I'm about to share wasn't invented by some lawn care expert. I uncovered it through old farming research notes and soil bulletins from the 1930s and 40s. Before commercial fertilizer took over American lawns after the mid-1900s, farmers and groundskeepers were using a 4-ingredient kitchen tonic that fed the soil microbes, not the grass itself. The results were so consistent that test plots showed up to a 40% increase in turf density. Today I'm walking you through the exact recipe, the exact ratios, the exact timing, and the exact application method I use on my own lawn. I'll show you what to mix, what to avoid, and how often to apply it through the growing season. Stay with me to the end, because I'll also share a small finishing trick borrowed from old golf course groundskeepers. It's one ingredient most people never think to add, and it's what pushes the color from green to that deep, almost emerald shade you see on professionally maintained turf. I want to be straight with you. I did this the wrong way for over 20 years. I bought the standard fertilizer program at the big box store every spring, followed the bag instructions, and thought I was doing everything right. My lawn was still average at best, and I couldn't figure out why. If you've been doing the same thing, you're not alone. I was right there with you. The whole industry is built around selling you quick-release nitrogen in a bag. That nitrogen does turn your grass green for a week or two, but it also disrupts the soil biology underneath, the part that actually keeps your lawn thick and resilient long-term. Then I started reading old farming papers from before the 1950s, and everything I thought I knew about lawn care shifted completely. The folks growing the best turf weren't feeding the grass. They were feeding the living soil under the grass. Here's what you need to understand before we mix a single thing. Your grass is not actually eating the fertilizer you put down. It simply can't absorb it that way. Grass roots can only take in nutrients that have been broken down by soil microbes, the bacteria and fungi living in the top few inches of your turf. When those microbes are healthy and active, they convert organic matter into the exact nutrients your grass needs in the exact form it can use. When you pour quick-release fertilizer on top of that ecosystem, the grass blades green up fast through the leaf surface. But underneath, the salt content dehydrates and kills off a large portion of those soil microbes. Within a week or two, the green fades, the soil is weaker than before, and you reach for another bag. The homemade tonic does the exact opposite. Every ingredient in it is chosen to wake up the microbes, feed them, and let them do the work of feeding your grass naturally. You're not bypassing the soil, you're working with it. Once you make this switch, your lawn stops being a project that needs constant rescue and starts being a system that takes care of itself. The recipe is 4 ingredients, and you can find every one of them at any grocery store for under $5 total. Let me walk you through each one right now. The first ingredient is 1 cup of regular, inexpensive beer. Any light lager will do. The yeast in the beer is packed with B vitamins and natural fermentation byproducts that soil bacteria respond to very well, essentially giving the microbes a rich liquid meal. The second ingredient is 1 cup of plain blackstrap molasses. Molasses is loaded with simple sugars and trace minerals like iron, calcium, and magnesium. The sugars feed the bacteria right away, and the minerals get cycled into the soil for the grass to use later. The third ingredient is 1 cup of plain household cleaning ammonia, your nitrogen source, used in small amounts and diluted heavily. Make sure it's plain, unscented ammonia with no added soaps or dyes, just the clear basic version from the cleaning aisle. The fourth ingredient is 1 cup of regular liquid dish soap, not the antibacterial kind. The soap acts as a surfactant, breaking the surface tension of the water, so the tonic penetrates deep into the soil instead of just sitting on the grass blades. Mix 1 cup of each into a gallon jug to make the concentrate, but never apply it directly to your lawn without heavy dilution, or you'll burn the grass with brown streaks. Take a hose end sprayer, the kind that holds about a quart of liquid and attaches to your garden hose. You can find one at any hardware store for $10 to $12. Pour 1 cup of your concentrate into the sprayer jar, then set the dial to about 2 tablespoons per gallon. When you turn the hose on, the sprayer mixes that 1 cup of concentrate with roughly 20 gallons of water as it sprays. That dilution is critical. You're delivering a very small amount of active ingredients across a large surface area, which is exactly what the soil microbes can handle. 1 full sprayer jar will cover about 2,500 square feet of lawn. That means 1 gallon of concentrate treats a typical quarter-acre yard 4 times, working out to about $1 per application. More is not better here. If you double the strength thinking you'll get faster results, you'll stress the grass and harm the very microbes you're trying to feed. Timing and method matter as much as the recipe itself. Apply the tonic in the early morning or evening, never in the middle of a hot, sunny day. Direct sun on freshly applied tonic will cause the active ingredients to evaporate before they soak in. Aim for between 6 and 8 in the morning or after 6 in the evening, when the grass blades hold the spray longer and the soil is cooler. Walk the lawn at a steady pace, sweeping the sprayer side to side like you're painting a wall. Don't linger in one spot. If you can still see wet leaves 20 minutes after spraying, you applied too much. Soil temperature matters too, because the microbes only work well when the top 3 inches of soil are above 55 degrees. In warmer climate zones, you can apply from early spring through late fall. In cooler zones, your window runs from mid-spring through early fall. Water lightly within an hour of application. About a 1/4 inch of water is plenty. You're not washing the tonic away. You're helping it move from the grass blades down into the root zone where the microbes live. You should see a noticeable color shift in 7 to 10 days. Real density and thickness, the kind you can feel under your bare feet, takes 3 to 4 weeks. The soil is rebuilding underneath you, so be patient with the process. One application is not the goal. You're building a healthy soil ecosystem, and that takes consistent feeding. Apply the tonic every 3 weeks during the active growing season, which means 6 to 8 applications per year for most regions. Skip applications when the lawn is dormant, either during extended heat above 90 degrees from top or during winter rest. Between tonic applications, mow at the higher end of your grass types range, around 3.5 to 4 inches for cool season grasses, and 2.5 to 3 inches for warm season grasses. Taller grass shades the soil, holds moisture, and protects the microbes you're feeding. Leave your clippings on the lawn rather than bagging them. Grass clippings are pure organic matter that feeds the soil the same way the tonic does. Research shows clippings return a significant portion of the nitrogen your lawn needs completely for free. Now let me walk you through a few common patterns I see homeowners fall into, the same ones I struggled with for years. The first is relying only on store-bought bag programs, which feed the grass while slowly starving the soil, making it harder and less responsive over time. The second pattern is overwatering, running sprinklers for short bursts every single day, shallow daily watering trains, roots to stay near the surface where they dry out fast. Instead, water deeply about 1 inch once or twice a week, so roots grow downward and become more resilient. The third pattern is mowing too short, cutting the lawn down very low to reduce mowing frequency. What that actually does is expose the soil to harsh sun, weaken the microbe layer, and open the lawn up to weed invasion. The fourth pattern is bagging clippings every single time you mow, which removes free organic matter your lawn could be using. Stop bagging. You're throwing away natural nutrition with every single pass. Now here's the finishing trick I promised at the beginning. The one old golf course groundskeepers use to achieve that deep, almost emerald color. The ingredient is liquid chelated iron, available at most garden centers for around $15 a bottle. Once a month during the growing season, add 2 ounces of liquid chelated iron to your hose end sprayer along with your regular tonic. Iron doesn't push growth the way nitrogen does. What it does is intensify the chlorophyll in the blades, deepening the green color noticeably without forcing excessive leaf growth. Your grass shifts to that rich, dark, professional shade within 7 to 10 days of the first iron application. Turf research has shown for many years that iron is what separates a simply green lawn from a truly striking one. The reason most homeowners don't know about this is that commercial fertilizer marketing pushed nitrogen as the answer to everything. But the old groundskeepers understood the full picture long before modern marketing took hold. 4 ingredients, a hose end sprayer, and a little patience. That's genuinely all this takes. The same kind of approach groundskeepers were quietly using generations ago, long before anyone tried to convince you that a thick green lawn had to come out of an expensive bag. Drop a comment below and let me know how your lawn responds. I read every single one.